So we know we have a lot of people moving west. Westward expansion is a big thing. Everybody wants to go west and settle new land and have a fresh start. But right now, the only way to get west to get there is you've got covered wagons. You've got people have horses. They walk. It's not fast. It's not really convenient. It's not comfortable. There's not an easy way to get west right now. So we have railroads in the eastern part of the United States at this point, because that's where everything's been settled, where the original colonies were. That's where everything started. So they start to work. The Pacific Railways Act gives land and money, and they finance to build a railroad west. And so they have two companies, the Union Pacific, I'm looking to make sure that I tell you the right one, and the Central Pacific. So the Union Pacific is going to start in Nebraska and head west, and the Central Pacific is going to start in California, and they're going to move east. And both of these companies are building railroads, and they're going to eventually meet in the middle, and it's called the Transcontinental Railroad. So it'll go across the western part of the country. This is going to make travel a lot faster. It's going to make it a lot easier. People are going to be able to get west in a matter of days, whereas before it would take them months and months to get to the west, and they'd have to deal with weather. They'd have to cross the mountains. Now they're going to put the railroads through the mountains. They're going to be able to cross parts of the terrain that's rough that they normally wouldn't be able to on foot. But building the railroads is going to take a lot of people, and it's dangerous work and it's hard work. So there were some skilled laborers, people who had built railroads before, because think, back east, there's lots of railroads. They've had them for years. They've been building them. So there's some people who know what they're doing, and they kind of become the bosses. They lead the crews. There are skilled laborers. Then we also have unskilled laborers, and so a lot of those are soldiers from the Civil War that don't have a home to go to, and they need work. They are some of the freed slaves who they've been a slave their whole life, and now they're free, and they don't have a home, and they don't have a job, so this sounds like a good idea. There's immigrants from Europe, all these people that have come to America looking for a better life. Well, they don't have a job either, and they're trying to get west and make money. And a lot of immigrants from China. Same thing, they've come to the United States. They don't have money, they need work. This sounds good. So we have our skilled laborers that are overseeing and teaching people what to do, and then the unskilled laborers who are doing the really hard, back-breaking work of it. And so eventually they meet in Utah, and so now there is a railroad from Nebraska to California, and then over the next several years they get more railways to different parts of the West, but it makes it to where you can travel west much faster. And then little towns start popping up along the railroad. So they're going to stop somewhere. They're not going to go straight from Nebraska to California. They're going to make stops. And people get off and they decide to stay, and they settle new towns. And it becomes, you can see lots of different parts of the country. So the Transcontinental Railroad is definitely one of the biggest advancements for westward expansion, helping people move west.